to right. It's so different. But when you take me to the light, it's like a cigarette. And I'm burning at your lips. Start so innocent. Then you kick it up and now I want to show you all what you deserve. And know we got so much to learn. And just like when we said I do, and it's only you that can do it like that. Yeah. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we'll dance. We ain't got no plans. You, I like it with you. I like it with you. And the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains. You're taking up the trash and the burdens. But we got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it with you in it. And make me take a little look. Can we finish it? And then get busy getting back into the thick of it, yeah. Take a second, breathe it in. Now out again. I'm still understanding just how you do. The magic when you look at me. Know what I'm saying? It inside your seat. Oh, and just like when we said I do, and it's only you who could do like that. It's only you who could do like. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we'll dance. We ain't got no plans. You, I like it with you. I like it with you. And the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains. You're taking up the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it when you tell me that you love it. And when you pull the strings, I'm a puppet. Even when it rains, we above it. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with, I like it with you.
We ain't got no plans.
Just make me whole. Just make me whole. Just let me
Seeing monsters out your window. No, you can't sleep, you pretend though. You don't have to play the hero. Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream, until our last breath, every heartbeat. When your nightmares turn to real life and the ground's filled up with landmines, we will face it standing side by side. You know I'll come running when you need. I'm coming. You know I'll come running. You go to war, then I'm going with you. Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarm and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, yeah, I'm coming, I'm fighting. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, yeah, I'll be your army. If you go to war, then I'm going with you. Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarms and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, I'm coming, I'm fighting. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, yeah, I'll be your army.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Motive Racing YouTube channel for tonight's action here in the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. We are here tonight for the Spanish Grand Prix, and we're at Circuit de Catalunya, which obviously in real life is not going to be the host of the Spanish Grand Prix for much longer. Only a couple more years until we switch over to the the Madrid circuit. We're going to be running for the Spanish Grand Prix, but obviously, yeah, a bit of an iconic circuit, a well-known quantity amongst the drivers, and yeah, all round quite a technical circuit, really, isn't it, Catalunya? Actually, a track that I'm actually half decent at as well. I've driven around this track on time trial a little bit, and managed to get some decent times in. Not great, but somewhat respectable. So yeah, it's a track which I know well, and obviously most of the drivers know quite well, used in testing a lot in real life and in general. But yeah, we kind of want to have eyes in the pits at the moment, and the reason why that is because usually in the first couple of minutes of the stream it tends to buffer a little bit, so I'm trying to make sure we don't have too much of the on track just for the first couple of minutes whilst we wait for the well, because basically when my HDMI cable isn't plugged in, it causes problems on the stream. I'm not sure why. So obviously I can only have my PC or my PlayStation plugged in at any given time. I can't have both of them, so I've only got one cable, so I have to sort of switch up. So at the moment, obviously I've switched it over now to the PS5, but give it a couple of minutes, wait for it to all buffer up and start working properly, and then we'll be officially good to go. But yeah, here we are then, round 8 of the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. I'm going to quickly jump into the championship standings whilst we've just kind of like sat here. Obviously I'll jump into the qualifying session leaderboard in a second as well, but coming into tonight's action here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League, the standings look like this. So it is Vitan Ultra who leads the way on 126 points, and he is 21 points clear of Tezamaza, who's in second. Third place is Matty Pitt on 101 points, so 25 points covers the top 3. And you've got a big gap back to Rexy Boy, who's in 4th on 57 points, followed by Stiffmeister, who's 5th on 47. Freddie 6th on 39 points, ahead of T in 7th on 39 also. Justify 8th on 38 points, ahead of Nelly Regit, who sits 9th on 36. The Mark is 10th on 30 points, and he's ahead of Truckee by 1 point, who's 11th on 29. You've got Ruck in 12th on 27 points, ahead of Nathan, who's 13th on 22 points. Ardenberg sits 14th on 18 points. Well ahead of Street Boy, who's 15th on 8 points. Joseph 16th on 6 points. I think that might change tonight based on his qualifying standing at the moment. Millsy 7th on 2 points, ahead of Oliver, who's 18th on 1 point. Mr. Dot 19th on Nilpa. Still haven't seen him race yet, don't know who he is. Then you got Nino Blanco, who's 20th on 6 points, and Martin, who has not made an appearance so far this season either, who's also on 0 points. But that is the driver standings, and the Mercedes lead the constructors on 206 points, ahead of Ferrari second on 134 points. Red Bull third on 83, ahead of Haas on 77, with McLaren 5th on 55, Alpine 6th on 49, Alpha Tauri 7th on 47, with Alfa Romeo in 8th on 42 points, Aston Martin 9th on 36, and Williams, poor old Williams, in 10th on 8 points. But so far in this qualifying session, it's Joseph who leads the way. Almost called you Jesus there, Joseph. Joseph currently sat on provisional pole position at the moment. He's still only scored 6 points in the championship so far this season, but that looks like it could very well change here tonight if he continues to go at the sort of pace he is here tonight. Great to see a full grid out on track here tonight as well, guys. Really, really chuffed. It's a commentator's dream to see that many cars out on track. It's always what I want to be seeing. I want to be seeing plenty of action and lots to talk about, so it's always good to see 20 cars out on track. Gives me something to talk about, gives me something to fill the void with over the course of the next hour and a half. And hopefully the action is clean and fair, and we see some really good stuff here from the guys out there tonight. But yeah, Joseph currently only 200ths of a second quicker than Tezza Mazza at the top of the leaderboard. And obviously Tezza now second in the championship behind Vitan Ultra, so he's the one doing a bit of chasing here in this season standings at the moment. But Joseph from Tezza Mazza with Vitan Ultra, the championship leader, currently in the pits. He's only 400ths off of the fastest time as well here, so it's incredibly close between the top 3 in tonight's session here so far. But V10, if he was half a tenth quicker, he'd be on pole position. But as it stands, he's third place here in this one. You got Flair making, I think it's his debut tonight. I haven't seen him race before. Could be him, could be her, I'm not sure. But Flair's currently, or could be otherwise. But Flair currently fourth on a 1 minute 12.3, half a second adrift of Joseph. You've got Matty Pitt in fifth place, who's also about half a second off at the pace. Very, very similar lap time there to Flair. You got Freddie, who's sixth on 112.5, 7 tenths off at the pace. The Mark P7 with Ruck in 8th place at the moment. Owen, another driver who I haven't seen race before, but welcome to you, Owen. Good to see you on the Motive Racing channel for the first time here tonight. Brinky, also another driver, who I believe is a new driver. So quite a few new faces here tonight. Owen, Brinky, and this Dr. Braden. Could this potentially be the mystery driver who I was talking about earlier on, who's still yet to score a point this season? I think it could well be. So that will be how we've managed to get 20 drivers on the track, a full grid here tonight. We've got a few new faces in. I think Matty Pitt's been doing a little bit of the old advertising on Facebook maybe, and has found a few new faces here to get out onto the track. It's good to see. But Joseph here coming into the pits at the just over halfway through the qualifying session. Obviously still on provisional pole position, as nobody's bettered his time just yet. We've got a championship leader, V10 Ultra, on an outlap, so he'll be starting a flyer pretty soon, you would imagine. Matty Pitt in the meantime, a quarter of a second up to the first sector. Let's keep an eye and see what his split time is coming to the end of the middle sector here. As he's coming down the back straight there, DRS wide open. Matty Pitt lost a tenth through that middle sector there. He's still a tenth and a half up though on his personal best. Can he find a time here to get himself on the front two rows? If he keeps doing what he's doing right now, he'll displace Flair in fourth place there on this qualifying leaderboard. Here comes Matty Pitt through the final two corners here, into the final corner now. Matty Pitt, full commitment. What is it going to be as he approaches the line now? He improves, but yeah, he improves enough to move himself ahead of Flair up into fourth place. So good lap there from Matty Pitt, and now on the second row provisionally as things stand. But a long way to go here in this qualifying session at the moment. Joseph's still on provisional pole head and Tezza Muzzer, as V10 Ultra is now on a flying lap here. This man took a dominant win last week at Monaco for round 7 of the season. He was a force to be reckoned with. Nobody was able to get anywhere near him last week. So is it going to be a similar case tonight? I have a feeling it might not be, seeing as Catalunya is a little bit more of a conventional type of circuit, and generally you can always bank on Monaco being a bit of an outlier in terms of pace. But V10 Ultra was the man who managed to get to grips with it better than anybody else by a long way last time out, and he's looking to try and build on that momentum here this week. Obviously we've got to factor in that Tezza had to start from the back, so that would have compromised his chances a little bit over the course of tonight. But even so, V10 Ultra was something else here, or rather last week at Monaco. But here he comes then through the final couple of corners here. Let's see what V10 can put on the board. Currently in third place in this qualifying session. Here he comes, V10 Ultra out of the final corner, up towards the line. Is it pole position? It is pole position there for V10 Ultra. He goes just over a tenth quicker than Joseph. So the championship leader leading the way here in the as we're coming towards the end of the session here. Only just over 5 minutes left to go here in this qualifying session. V10 Ultra doing an absolutely superb lap there, exactly what he needed, and that now puts the pressure on Joseph and Tezza to get themselves out there and get some laps on the board here. But superb lap there from V10 Ultra. His teammate Street Boy's out there on the lap right now, as it's saying he's 7 tenths up to the first sector. I don't think that's right. He's actually just under a second off at the pace of his own pace going through the first sector there, so it's not going to be improvement on this particular lap here for V10 Ultra. I think we can say that with some degree of certainty already here on this one. We've got Freddie just starting a flying lap here. We'll jump on board with him in a second. We've got Nino Blanco, who's 2 tenths up, coming to the end of the first sector. Oh, he's gone wide there. Nino Blanco, that's going to be his lap invalidated there, and it's over before it's even really started there for him. We've got T, who's currently just starting a flying lap at the moment, so we've got to keep an eye on him as well. But let's jump on board with our man in the Haas car, Freddie, who's been really strong over the course of this season so far, both at Purple Sector and Motive. Really has been bringing his A game over the course of this year, and he's coming through out onto the into the middle sector now. Freddie's currently 7th in this session at the moment. He's up through the first sector. Let's see if he can keep this momentum here going through the rest of the lap. You see him coming up towards turn 8. It's almost flat out. Little lift is required to just stabilise the rear end. As here he comes then, Freddie out onto the back straight now. Let's see what that timing board's telling us as he comes to the end of the straight. He's currently just under a tenth of a second up through the middle sector here. So Freddie continuing to pile on the lap time here as he comes now into the final sector. And Freddie, it seems like a pretty good one here so far from him. Can he get himself ahead of Street Boy? Can he even move ahead of Flair here? Currently just over 2 tenths off of a P5 here in this session. Here comes Freddie out of the final corner, up towards the line now. What is it going to be for Freddie? He goes P6 there, pushes Street Boy down a position. Nice up there from Freddie at the end, as our provisional pole sitter has either crashed out or retired from the session here. V10 Ultra is out of the session. I'm not quite sure why. So whatever happens, it's all on Joseph and Tezza now. But if Joseph and Tezza improve, V10 Ultra is not going to have any answer to them. So he's kind of making himself a bit vulnerable here as V10 Ultra. We got MN99 says, shame I couldn't reserve today, but I root for V10. What a lap from V10. Yeah. Shame you couldn't race, mate. Obviously, they're full up tonight, so they weren't able to get you in. It's one of those things, unfortunately. I mean, it's a nice problem for league owners to have, but for the drivers who generally could bank on a spot being available, I know it must be pretty frustrating, but nonetheless, you know, just keep yourself available on. Just, you know, if you're available on Thursday, just let Matty Pitt know early, I guess, and hopefully if there is a spot available, then it'll be yours. But Joseph here coming into the final corner. Let's see what he can do here as he's flat to the boards here. Can he improve and put himself on provisional pole here? Over the line he comes. He does. Joseph there by nearly 0.3 of a second. Goes quicker than V10 Ultra, and V10 in the pits is not going to be able to respond to that. Joseph on provisional pole position now, and is he going to hold on to that? Tezza is about to come back out onto the track. He will get probably 2 flying laps in. He's got time to get round, do a lap and another one after that, as long as he doesn't hang around too much. So Tezza could potentially be the thorn in the side here for Joseph, but Joseph on provisional pole position right now. Matty Pitt does appear to be in the pits at the moment, so I don't think he's going to be improving anytime soon. We've got Flair currently a 10th up through the first sector. Let's keep an eye on Flair, as I think Flair's backed off here coming down the back straight, so clearly something's got a bit wrong here. Don't quite know what. Freddie is, I think, on an in lap, so Freddie's, actually no, he hasn't come in since his last stop, so he's on quite old tyres here. Maybe he was tentative about coming in because he wasn't sure if he'd get round in time, but Freddie stayed out on the same set of tyres, so he's doing a flying lap on a set of scrub tyres here. Let's jump on board though with Freddie as he's coming through the middle sector here. Into turn 8 we go. Let's keep an eye on that split time. Last time around he was a 10th up through this section. Let's see if he's found more time again here through this part of the track. No, he hasn't. Oh, Freddie's lost it. He gets a twitch there going into the braking zone. That seemed to me like he might have been that deliberately. But Freddie there off onto the runoff. And he's not going to get another lap in, or he's probably not going to, because those tyres are going to be pretty much clinging on at this point. But Flair, in the meantime, a 1,000th of a second up to the first sector. As we see him coming through turn 5 right now. Flair, P5 at the moment in this session. We've got Tezza who's improved. No, he hasn't, sorry, he hasn't improved. He's this will be his last but one lap here. He will get another lap after this one, just about. Let's keep an eye on Flair, see what Flair's doing as we're coming down to the end of the back straight here. Flair is a 10th of a second up through the middle sector, so this one's continuing to find time as well here in the Alfa Romeo. Here we come then, Flair coming into the final sector now. As we see the, oh no, that was a bit dodgy there. That was the Williams there, was it? Was it Williams or was it an Alpine? Might have been an Alpine actually, you know. Might have been Dr. Braden. Oh, what's going on here? Matty Pitt's out of the session. He's had a crash. He went into the back of somebody. I'm not sure who. Oliver, maybe that might have been. Not sure, but Flair's lap was compromised by whoever that was messing about in front. So Flair there out of the session. We got Tezza coming through into the final corners here. Is it going to be pole for Tezza? This man here, second in the championship, needs to claw back points here on V10 Ultra. Up towards the line comes Tezza. He goes P2 and misses out on pole position by just 11,000ths of a second. But he will start ahead of his championship rival here tonight, and that's going to be crucial for him. But it's going to be Joseph on pole position here tonight at Full Spanish Grand Prix here at the Purple Sector Racing League, ahead of Tezza who line up alongside him on the front row. We're going to have V10 Ultra and Matty Pitt in 3rd and 4th places. Matty Pitt, another one of the championship contenders here this season. Flair in 5th ahead of Freddie, who'll start P6, with Street Boy set with 7th ahead of Ruck in 8th, Owen 9th and Brinky 10th. Unless T can improve at the end of this session. No, he's coming into the pits, so T will be 11th, Mark will be 12th, Ollenberg P13 ahead of Nino Blanco in 14th, Rexy Boy 15th, Truckee P16 ahead of Oliver in 17th, Dr. Braden in 18th, Nelly Reggie in 19th, and Justify will start this one in P20. But great to see a full grid of cars out here tonight. Really exciting to see. And looking forward to seeing how this goes here tonight. This is going to be absolutely fascinating.
It's the wind that poses the biggest problem for our drivers. The strength and direction of the gusts can be highly changeable, causing unpredictability in terms of car setup and performance.
There we go then, so that is confirmation of your qualifying session here. So Joseph there taking pole position by just 11,000 of a second over Tez and Muzzer. You've got V10 Ultra third ahead of Matty Pitt P4. You've got Flair P5 ahead of Freddie 6th with Street Boy 7th. Rock in 8th ahead of Owen 9th and Brinky 10th. T will start 11th ahead of the Mark in 12th. You've got Island Berg in 13th ahead of Nino Blanco 14th. Rexy Boy 15th, Chucky 16th, Oliver 17th, Dr. Braden 18th. And Nelly Regit, a little way off the pace there, 6.5 seconds down. Could have been to a retirement from the session. 19th for him, and Justify will start this one in 20th place and last here. So here we are then at overcast, and looks like it's a little bit of a misty here. Circuit de Catalunya, and I can't quite tell if there's any rain on the track or if there's any moisture at the moment, because obviously we're not seeing the cars go over. It looks like it's definitely overcast, and at best it's quite foggy out there right now, so there could be rain in the air, if not out on the track already, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Obviously we won't have a formation, that'll be jumping straight into the race, so we'll have a few seconds before we go lights out to gauge exactly what we're dealing with here. The drivers will obviously know because they'll have a view of the starting grid, and they'll be able to have a much more sort of accurate view of what the situation is. You can see bits of rubber on the pit lane, so it doesn't look like there should be too much rain. But here we are then, lights coming on the head of the grid. We're about to go racing here at Purple Sector, and it is lights out, and away we go. And Joseph gets a good start there from pole position, as looks as though Tez is getting a bit of a run though coming down towards turn 1. You've got Flair there moving ahead of Matty Pitt up into 4th place, and oh, somebody's gone straight on there, as that, I think that might have been Owen there, was it? Somebody went ploughing through everybody. No, it wasn't, it was I don't know who it was, but Joseph leads ahead of Tez and Muzzer as they're coming out of turn 3 there, and V10 Ultra there just behind them ahead of Matty P, who's just down the inside there of Freddie, and these two having a bit of a battle here, obviously teammates on a Friday night in Motive, and Matty Pitt there's got Freddie down his inside into turn 5. Freddie getting his elbows out there, forcing his way through. Oh, gets a bit of a twitch on the exit though. That allows Matty Pitt back through. We've got a VSC already deployed here at the start of this race. Flair has had an incident there with Dr. Braden as well. I don't know what was going on. There was a bit of lag going into turn 1. And it looked like it was a Williams or an Alpine was all over the place going into turn 1. I don't know what was going on there, but VSC here on the first lap, and looks like we've got Rexy Boy dropping down the order. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Rexy Boy, but seems to be falling back a little bit here. But Joseph, the pole sitter, has opted for the soft tyres here, which is quite bold because he's going to need to have a strong first stint here tonight if he wants to make that work, because otherwise he'll be finding himself quite vulnerable from the others in terms of the strategy. But Tezza there running in second ahead of V10 Ultra, as Joseph there fastest lap of the race at the end of the first lap. Obviously because he's leading the race, well, how wouldn't it be? But got a bit of a battle here for 4th place. Owen there breezing past Matty Pitt down the start finish straight, and Freddie's going to make a move on the inside as well. Freddie there forcing Matty Pitt out of the way, and Matty having to concede that one, as Matty's now got Rock looking down his inside. Oh, and Rock spins out. Did Matty come off badly in that? Matty pretty much got away scot-free with that one, but Rock is round going through turn 3, and he's losing a load of places here. The pack is a bit split up here. I think some drivers have been into the pits. I don't quite know why there's such a big gap between Rock and Justifier. Why is there such a huge gap? That's it's not that. I mean, it is quite big, but it's not as massive as I first thought it was. Dr. Braden is ahead of Islandberg, Brinky and Nino Blanco. All 4 of those are coming to the pits here at the end of lap 1, so they've all had damage. which they've had to get fixed. Flair's got ahead of Truckee up into 13th place. That looks like that one's job done there for him. But in the meantime, it's Joseph leading ahead of Tezza with Vita Ultra in 3rd place. You've got Owen a couple of seconds back. He's got Freddie hassling the back of him right now as they're coming through into the final sector. Freddie trying to keep himself close here. Obviously no DRS available this time around. It'll be available on the next lap as Joseph there putting the hammer down here out the front. Is doing fast laps at the moment on his soft tyres, as you would expect, as he needs to on the soft tyres to be able to make that strategy work. But Freddie here looking to the inside here of Owen into turn 1. This goes down the inside. Is that job done for him? It is job done there for Freddie. Up into 4th place. Beautifully done there from him. And he can now look to try and skate away here into the distance. Beautiful move there from Freddie. As we see Matty Pitt on the back of the mark here in the battle of P6 and 7. You've got Street Boy on the back of them as well. And lots of drivers here close in close proximity here at this point in the race. You've got Flair, who's got Truckee all over the back of him in the battle for 13th place as well as they're going through turns 1, 2 and 3. Eilenberg also keeping Brinky on his toes as well for 17th and 18th place here in this race. Tezza in the meantime has got a gap under a second between himself and Joseph. Obviously Joseph had extended that gap to just over a second at the end of the previous lap, but Tezza looks like he's starting to come back at him a little bit. Maybe those soft tyres for Joseph are just starting to feel the pace a little bit already here. We know what they're like in qualifying, and in qualifying you can only really get one good lap out of them before they start to lose time. So maybe that's now already happening for Joseph here, and Tezza's starting to just eat into that gap here. We've got Matty Pitt all over the back of the mark here as they're coming out through the final corner. Let's jump on board with our man in P2 though, because he's got the DRS here on Joseph, getting closer and closer and closer in towards turn 1, but he's too far back at the moment. But that could be a dress rehearsal of what's about to come here. Owen close to the back of Freddie. You've got Matty Pitt getting closer to the back of the mark as well into turn 1. A little bit too far away to make the move there into turn 1, but they're all concertinaing up right now with that DRS, and we're going to see some moves, I reckon, on the next lap if drivers can keep themselves close. They're just going to have to make sure they're poised and ready to be there when that DRS is enabled so they can get that slingshot and make the moves here into turn 1. We've got Eilenberg there around the outside of Brinky on his soft tyres. Beautifully done there from him. Obviously with the tyre advantage it wasn't too difficult, but nonetheless had to keep himself around the outside and had to have the confidence in the driver on the inside as well. So nicely done there as T's still ahead of Flair out of P12 at the moment. Joseph though's got Tezza still within, well within a second of him at the moment as they're coming into the final sector here. Tezza will be wanting to stay close coming through this final section here. If he can do so, he'll have a really strong chance of making a move for the lead with the DRS open. But this is part of the track where you expect the softs to have a huge advantage. These high-speed corners flat out through that final right-hander. Tezza though, he's reasonably close. Is he close enough to make the move with DRS though? Here we come over the line to complete lap 4 of the race. He's getting closer and closer and closer. Here is Tezza Muzza. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to have a little look to the inside, but thinks better of it for the time being. It's still not on at the moment for him. As Matty Pitt though is going to make the move on the mark here for P6. That's job done there for Matty Pitt up into that position there. Mark could do nothing about it. The speed of the Mercedes just took him past the Aston Martin easily. No dramas there for Matty Pitt. As T's on the back of Rexy Boy in the battle for 11th place at the moment as they're coming over the line to complete lap 4 of the race as well. So lots going on right now. Lots of battles wherever you look. You've got Eilenberg still on the back of Brinky, having been repassed by him. So Brinky got back up into 17th place after Eilenberg made that move around the outside of turn 9 on the previous lap there. But Tezza's still on the back of Joseph in this battle for the lead. And these two continue to go at it right now, but Joseph's got every answer to Tezza at the moment. Obviously Tezza is out currently, as things stand, is outscoring his championship rival by 3 points. He'd dearly love to make that 10 points here, because Vita Ultra doesn't seem at the moment at least to be quite on the pace of the top 2. He was just 3/10 off in the qualifying session, and obviously over the course of the race just hasn't quite seemed to be able to live with them for the time being. So this is a big opportunity for Tezza here tonight, and I tell you what, this is a great chance for Tezza because he's well within 3/10 of a second here, and with DRS open as well, this is going to be a move for the lead, and he's going to breeze past him like he's not even there. Tezza Mazza hits the front here at Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix and leads us into turn 1 on lap 6, and Joseph could do nothing about that despite having the tyre advantage. It looks like Tezza's medium tyres and are starting to come into their own a little bit here, and Tezza Mazza leads as they come through turn 4 on lap 6 of the race here. So he's done the bits here as Tezza Muzzer in this one so far has been in the right place at the right time and now leads the race. Matty Pitt all over the back of Owen here as they come into turn 4. Still too far back at the moment in that battle for the time being. You got T, who's moved ahead of Rexy Boy up into P11 down the start finish straight, as Flair has also moved ahead of Rexy Boy. So Rexy Boy down 2 places there. Has lost out to T and Flair. As we can see, Owen's moved ahead of Matty Pitt up into P5 as well. Bit of contact there between them as we saw a bit of bodywork flying off of the cars. But Owen there down the inside into turn 6 and through to 7. King, you got that's job done there for Owen. Matty will try and keep himself close coming out of turn 8 because he'll get DRS through this section. But I reckon he's just a little bit too far back. He's not going to be able to send it into this corner. Back in the day when this was a really slow, heavy braking zone, you might have been able to, but nowadays that's it's much harder to overtake through that section. And Owen here still holding on to P5 in this battle, but it's bringing Street Boy and the mark closer and closer to them. You can see there's less than a second between these 4 drivers right now, so oh so close here between them. But Matty Pitt's still on the back of Owen, and here we go. He's kept himself close here, and this will pay dividends now because he's now got the DRS as they come down the start finish straight. On board with Matty Pitt with that rear wing open. You can see he's not really gaining much of an advantage here. So Owen clearly with a better straight line speed, but Matty Pitt with the more confidence there in terms of his downforce. Around the outside he goes at the inside of turn 2. Matty Pitt up into P5. Beautifully done there, but Owen's not giving up here. He's still got Street Boy and Mark on the back of him, so these two trying to join this battle here for P5. But Matty Pitt up into 5th place has got ahead of Owen, and Street Boy is waiting in the wings for these two to trip over each other again. As V10 Ultra's in 2nd, so Joseph's dropped it here on his soft tyres. We were saying before how he needed to make hay while the sun shined on him. Well, he's currently now dropped down to 3rd place, so something's gone catastrophically wrong there for him. Joseph there is now falling backwards here in this race. The mark there is falling behind Street Boy now. Actually, he was already behind him anyway, but this is a shock there for Joseph now down to 3rd place. He's now got Freddie within 2 seconds of him, who's running in 4th place still in this one. So Joseph here falling backwards a little bit and not having the race so far in this one. Obviously led the first couple of laps and but got overtaken by Cesar, and V10 Ultra obviously inheriting P2 with Joseph losing it. And I think as things stand in this race, it's Joseph struggling to hold on for a podium place here, with Freddie hunting him down there. As we can see, Rexy Boy's dropped it. Rexy Boy's oh, and so is Flair. These two have come together there going through turn 9, and Rexy Boy there spinning it back around. Flair still just getting it going now, so those guys having a bit of a catastrophe there as they went through turn 9, and they've dropped places here. Now you're Edgett moving ahead of them. Oh, it's Oliver, massive slide there. Really good save as they came through into the final corner. Really well done. Truckee there in the meantime has moved ahead of T up into 11th place. So he's done that one beautifully there, but T's going to try and get the cut back here. Through turn 3 we go. He's around the outside. There is T. He's still just about keeping it around the outside. Truckee has to tuck in there as they come into turn 4, and T there's made that one up into 11th place beautifully there from him. Rexy Boy still on the back of Flair, and it's put off for 14th place. These two going at it still. Right now we've got Tezza pulling out the gap over V10 Ultra, who's running in 2nd place, just under 3 seconds off of his lead at the moment. Joseph's keeping the gap to Freddie at just under 2 seconds at the moment, so that will obviously pay dividends for Freddie because he's on the more durable tyre and it's got more options with the strategy here. Owen ahead of Street Boy and the mark here in the battle for 6th place. These three still running nip and tuck here. Street Boy just got it a little bit out of shape there going down the front corner, but that hasn't affected him too much as he pulls out the slipstream now with the DRS wide open. Owen's going to look to try and feast on this as well here, surely. The Street Boy there making a move there. And Owen there moving ahead of the mark, so great racing there from these, but Street Boy up into P6 in that one, so he's done that move absolutely beautifully there. And the mark was a bit of a sitting duck there, I've got to say. Mark's still trying to keep to the back of these at the moment, Street Boy and Owen. Truckee's still close to the back of T here, but off for 11th place, under a second, well under a second between these two at the moment. Flair has got a penalty, time penalty there for track limits, I would assume, at this point in the race. Owen here getting closer to the back of Street Boy here, looking to the inside into turn 1, and he's going to make the move there. The Williams there moving through up into P6. The Mark couldn't be close enough to capitalise there. Tell you what, it took quite a way down the straight for Owen to be able to make that move. So clearly the Ferrari's got some pace in a straight line. Street Boy on the track. No! Hamilton Rosberg! Echoes of the incident there between those two in 2016 as Owen tried to cover him off. Street Boy into the wall. What a disaster between those two. And we got a safety car here on lap 10. That was exactly the same move, exactly the same incident that Hamilton and Rosberg had in 2016 on lap 1 of the Spanish Grand Prix. Exactly the same, literally identical. And safety car here deployed, and that's going to mix up the strategy a little bit now and get some drivers who maybe felt like they're out of it back into this race here. So it's going to be a fascinating rest of the race after this.
Relationships will often end in disgusting. I know you want my love, but there's nothing to discuss. I don't need you in my life no more. I don't need you in my life no more.
it out. What? Not the time just to go around. What a word you think is safe and sound. What? Might as well just burn it down. It's always winter time inside my mind. I find it hard to bear. Cause it gets cold and blurry. Yeah, it gets cold and blurry. She took my heart and then discarded all the evidence. All of her actions were a clear case of malevolence. I got no money, it's getting sunny, but I still feel cold. I've been no honey, funny, funny.
Here we are then, guys. We are moments away from the restart here at Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix here for the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. Got Tez and Mazza backing him up here. He's now leading the pack on fresh hard tyres. He's got Vitan Ultra second and Joseph third. All of these guys now can go to the end of the race, so it's now, as long as we have no more safety cars, this could be a really fascinating race here. Freddie also on the hard tyres in fourth place. We'll be looking to do some damage from there. We've got Matty Pitt P5 on the mediums, will have the pace advantage over those in front of him, but as I have to pit again here in this race. The mark there behind them, Owen, Justify, T and Trocky completing the top 10. There's plenty more out there right now, but we come over the line here. Tezmas leads as we got Joseph here. Already looking to the outside here of Vitan Ultra. Can he get around him here into turn one? He's going to have a look, but he can't make it happen. Well, can he? I'll tell you what, he might be able to get this done, you know. Joseph with the move there, done around the outside of turn two, but Vitan Ultra's still there, and they're still side by side here. These two going toe to toe here as they come out of turn three. Down towards four we go. It's in the background. There's also a bit of contact there between, I think there was a lap car there. Matty Pitt dicing with a lapped car, but Joseph here looking back around the outside of Vitan Ultra into turn 5, and has got some momentum there and managed to get onto the power nice and early. But Vitan Ultra saved by the VSC, and that would have been a battle there all the way down to turn 6 and 7. But Vitan Ultra saved by that VSC coming out, and Dr. Braden, I think was he already out of the race? I think he was. I don't know, a bit strange. Anyway, so we've got a VSC, and we're just going to have to wait for that to subside. But that kind of saved Vitan Ultra there, because from a firefight with his competitor going into that next corner, and we've got a full safety car.
From 2007 to 2016, Spanish GP was won by a different driver every year.
I'm fighting inside. Some days, 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 I'm fighting inside. I'm fighting inside. Some days, I'm fighting inside.
Here we go then, guys. We're back underway here for the Spanish Grand Prix here at purple sector. Underway. Tezamaza gets a hammer down out the final corner as he got Vita and Ultra keeping it close right now. Josie a bit sleepy off at the start. Has dropped a little bit of time to those two off at that final corner. But we've got Truckee in the pits on the restart. That's the last place you want to be on a restart. You've had 2 laps from the safety car to do that. Why are you doing it now? Truckee there, very strange decision there. Must have got damage on that final lap under the safety car, I would have thought. Matty Pitt in the meantime has moved, Owen's got ahead of Matty Pitt up into 5th place. Rock has made the move on Rexy Boy going through turn 3 up into 12th place. A ballsy place to make a move there. Truckee now out of the pits in 17th place, having made that unplanned pit stop, as Matty Pitt's trying to come back at Owen here in a battle for P5 at the moment. He's getting closer here as they come through into the middle sector of the lap, but it's Tezamaza leading the way by just under a second ahead of Reed and Ultra right now, as T and Nail Your Edge having a bit of a battle here. Nail Your Edge on the inside there, T into turn 6. Now Flair's trying to get involved in this one as well. We've got to be careful here as Flair. Already been involved in a few argy-bargies, but here we come then. Flair down towards the end of the back straight, looking down the inside of T, and makes the move there beautifully there, does Flair. Fantastic overtake. Didn't really get to see it in all of its glory because of the camera angle, but T looking to try and come right back around the outside here of turn 11 should I say, and through 12 we go. Flair manages to come back at him here and holds on to P10 for the time being as they come out of the final corner once again. We've got Mark in the pits here at the end of lap 17, so an unusual time to come into the pits, obviously only a couple of laps after the restart. Is there a damage potentially which has played a factor in that one? I'm not quite sure at the moment, but T all over the back of Rocket, and look at that, we got Rock there making the move back. Sorry, it was T on the back of Flair, and it was Rock making the move on T up into P10. Now Rock will try and make it another move here as he's on the back of Flair as they're coming down towards turn 4 again. Flair though is attacking on the back of Nelly Regit here as well, so they're all coming at each other right now. Flair looking to the outside of Nelly Regit into turn 5. That's not going to happen, surely not. Oh, he's made it happen there. Great exit there from Flair, getting onto the power really early. Nelly Regit still on the inside. Surely not going to give this one up, but can't fight with him anymore. Flair there gets moved down up into 8th place. Excellent driving there from Flair. Can now try and chase off to Justify. In the meantime, Rock trying to attack on the back of Nelly Regit as well, but Nelly Regit manages to keep it around the outside of turn 8 there for the time being. But Flair here on the warpath here in this race, looking to try and make some more position gains here in this one. As Matty Pitt's moved ahead, is still behind Owen in that battle for 5th place as they're coming out of the final corner. You can see their DRS here for Matty Pitt. He's gonna no DRS because we're only on lap 2 of the restart. We're just starting lap 3 of the restart now, so no DRS this time around here for him. As Island Berg's coming into the pits, so he's got so obviously he's coming in for some fresh set of tyres, I would assume. Probably going to go to the end on a set of mediums from here, I would have thought. That would make the most sense. And the Mark came into the pits because of a drive-through, that was why. Matty Pitt's made the move on Owen, but Owen trying to come back at him coming into turn 5. These two side by side, bit of contact there between them as Matty Pitt squeezes all the way around the outside of Owen, just about manages to get that move completed there. That was a close call there from them, but Matty Pitt up into P5 there, beautifully done there from him. As Eilenberg re-emerges from the pit lane in 17th and last place here. Owen still just behind Matty Pitt after Matty Pitt regained that position a few moments ago. Justify Nelly Regit still keeping tabs with Flair at the moment. T trying to keep Rexy Boy close here as well in that little battle. Joseph's got DRS here on V10 Ultra and might have a chance here into turn 1, getting closer and closer and closer as V10 is forced to defend there going into turn 1. But Joseph wasn't close enough there. I think V10 didn't really need to defend it. Could have stuck to his line there. He'd have been alright, but wanted to play it safe there. Better to be safe than sorry, I suppose, for V10 Ultra, as Joseph now looking to try and get a run here out of turn 3. Down towards 4 we go. Looks to the outside. V10 Ultra again defending the position. Again holding on though. But these two losing time to Tezza the more they battle. And it's allowing Tezza to ride off into the sunset with this potential race win. Still a long way to go here in the Spanish Grand Prix here at Purple Sector though. Justify still keeping Flair quite honest here in the battle for 7th place. Rock here all over the back of Nelly Regit as well, fighting over 9th place here. T still keeping Rexy Boy honest here. Obviously these two McLaren teammates battling it out, not the positions they want to be battling out for, but nonetheless giving it a good show at the moment. as Justify's moved ahead of Flair up into 7th place. Joseph has got ahead of V10 Ultra, but in a part of the track where you probably wouldn't want to be getting ahead of somebody, as Roxman moved ahead of Nelly Regit, and Oliver's out of the race, and we got a safety car here on lap 20, another safety car yet again. Matty Pitt straight into the pits there to capitalise on that, and I'll tell you what, he could be onto a blinder of a strategy here. He's going to be able to put the medium tyres on. Are the guys in front going to be able to come in? Because the safety car would have been coming out pretty quickly there. No, oh no, they have come out behind the safety car. No! Tezza, Joseph and V10 Ultra, Freddie as well, and Justify, and Flair and Nelly Regit. Oh my. They were in the worst possible place, past the pit lane, but not quite over the start-finish line, and they have all come out. They were all coming through the final corner. So they've all come out behind the safety car, and this is a disaster for them, but it's worked out beautifully here for Matty Pitt, and Matty Pitt could be a real contender for this race win here now. He's got to do a lot of overtaking, but he's going to have a fair few laps to do it. This could be very exciting, the final 10 laps once we get underway.
Let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Here we are then, coming through the final couple of corners here, about to go for the restart. Justify has stayed on a set of hard tyres, so he's going to be a sitting duck here for the likes of the runners behind him. Matty Pitt's come out in the lead because the leaders who were up ahead have basically had to pit under a full safety car with a train of cars. So Matty Pitt could essentially be the net race leader here with two drivers who have got on very well tyres in front of him. But Flair making a move down the inside of Justify into turn 1 and is now leading the race. It's Flair, Justify getting it all wrong. Oh no, and Justify and Matty Pitt coming together, and Matty Pitt's hopes of a race win have maybe gone up in smoke here. He's down to P16. Flair leads ahead of Owen, followed by Rock, with Rexy Boy ahead of Brinky. T running in 6th place ahead of Joseph. Mark there in 8th ahead of V10 Ultra, followed by Freddie, who completes the top 10. You've got Nelly Regit and Tezza battling here over P11 and 12. Tezza's going to complete this move surely into turn 5 as he gets that one done down the inside there. Tezza Muzzer up into what's now P10 because Freddie's dropped it in front of him. So Freddie, I'm not quite sure what was going on there with him, But Tezza swoops around the outside of turn 6 and 7 up into P10 as Vita and Ultra there moving ahead of Brinky as well up into 7th place. It's all going off here on this restart, but Flair leading coming to the end of the back straight as we can see there. Joseph here making a move on T around the outside. Tito trying to get back alongside as they come through turn 10. But Joseph gets that one done around the outside up into 5th place. And there is Vita and Ultra now attacking on T as he gets the move done up into 6th place as well. Lots happening at the moment. Great racing from everybody here as Freddie here has made the it's just behind the mark here in his battle for P10. You've got Tezza Muzza who's trying to attack on Brinky here as they come down the start finish straight. No DRS available just yet, but Tezza here is going to make another move here up into 8th place. He's been on fire since this restart. But his rival for the championship and race win here tonight, Vita and Ultra, is running a couple of places ahead of him in P6 at the moment on the back of Joseph. Joseph here has made the best progress out of the contenders here for tonight's race win. He's running in P6 at the moment. But it's still Rock leading the race ahead of Owen right now, for just under 0.4 of a second between those two at the moment. And you've got Flair who's running in 3rd place here. There's lots of drivers here packed into a short space. You've got Matty Pitt on the back of Justify here as well. As Brinky's retired from the race, we've got another driver out. That's another DNF. Double waved yellow flags by the looks of it at the moment, as Tezza's now ahead of T up into 7th. Rexy Boy's got ahead of Joseph, although Joseph's trying to get back at him here. V10's just lost a few places here. He's dropped behind his championship rival Tezza. He's also dropped behind T, the Mark, and Freddie here. So Vita and Ultra's dropped backwards here in the last lap or so, as we've got Rexy Boy trying to make the move, but Flair going late on the brakes here, keeping it around the outside of both Joseph and Rexy Boy. Somehow managing to hold on to that position, but Joseph's surely going to get him coming through turn 3. He's going to look to the inside now. Joseph's going to breeze past him easily there up into 3rd place. If you look in the background, there's lots more battles going on as they come through turn 4 at the moment. Still lots happening here in this race, but Rock leading the race ahead of Owen. Tezza up into 5th place, has gone ahead of Rexy Boy now, so Tezza continuing to cut his way through this pack like a hot knife through butter, but Joseph currently the highest runner of the drivers who I think are going to be contenders for this race win here. Rock's tyres I don't think are going to last the distance here, as Tezza here is, well then again Tezza's probably won't, you know. So Joseph, I reckon if Joseph is in the best position here to win this race here tonight. Personally, I think he has to be the favourite unless he's on a safety car. I reckon that Joseph is probably the man in the best position here. But here we come over the line to start lap 26. 8 laps left to go here at Catalunya for this Spanish Grand Prix here at Purple Sector. As we got T here going side by side with Rexy Boy. Oh, T gets pushed down to the runoff there, which would have cost him a bit, and Freddie now looking to try and knock him while he's down here. Freddie though has got Vita and Ultra attacking on the back of him though. Freddie though with a lovely run here, looking to the inside of T in towards turn 4. Is he going to send it? He's going to think about it, and Freddie goes for it there up the inside, gets the move done, and Vita and Ultra following him through there. So T down 2 places there, but he sends one back down the inside there of Vita and Ultra. Vita and Ultra though alert and live to that one, gets a good exit here out of turn 5. Surely he's going to get this move completed down towards 6. He does so. Vita and Ultra up into P8 there. T losing his 2 places in the space of a couple of corners. But Freddie there with a lovely move that caught T a little bit off guard there going into turn 4. That started off the chain reaction there for T as Joseph's made the move on Owen, but can he hold it here? He's keeping it around the outside for the time being. Surely that's job done there for Joseph. It is job done. Up into 2nd place he goes. He can now try and chase after Rock for this race lead. In the meantime, Tezza is hunting them down as well here, running in 4th place on his soft tyres, which we reckon will probably be falling off the cliff by the time we get to the last couple of laps here. But Joseph has got the medium tyres on. He should be comfortably okay to get these to the end here. He is in a prime position. I've said it before. I reckon he's going to be the favourite for this race win. Riding on board for Joseph. He's looking to try and size up his potential opponent here for this race win. You've got Rexy Boy ahead of Flair there, and Vita and Ultra's moved ahead of Freddie up into 7th place as well. Freddie's not giving up in this one, but I think Vita and Ultra's got that move done there by the looks of it. Freddie looking to the inside here of Vita and Ultra, and he makes the move there beautifully, does Freddie. Excellent overtake there from him. Vita Ultra ahead of T. There's the mark with Nelly Regit, Matty Pitt, Truckee in the background there as well. Justify still going in P14, but seems to be falling off the pace a little bit at this stage in the race. Joseph with DRS here down the back straight. He's going to make the move to the inside of Ruck, and that's job done there for Joseph. Easy pickings there for him. Joseph now hits the front, and he's already he's got two drivers between himself and Tezza Muzza, but he's also on the more durable tyres. Tezza's going to have to look after those softs somehow and try and make moves at the same time. Vita Ultra spun it. Vita Ultra's down to 13th place as he gets it pointing in the right direction, but he's lost loads of places here. He's the last runner now on the track due to that spin coming through turn 10. So Vita Ultra now out of a chance of, I think, getting any points here in this one. Rock still keeping to the back of Joseph. Flair's made the move on Rexy Boy down the start finish straight up into P6. We've got double yellow flags. That's because Matty Pitt's out of the race. Matty Pitt's crashed out. Where is he crashed out? Can't work out. Through the final corner? Not quite sure. But it looks like they're recovering it under whatever, I don't know. Not a safety car, that's for sure. Rexy Boy's moved ahead of Flair now up into P5. Oh, is Freddie there getting it out of shape? T looking on the outside of Freddie as well here, but can't make it happen. Oh, that's Nelly Regit. They're making a move on the mark up into P9. Gets it done into turn 9. But Mark getting it a beautiful exit there into turn 10 and getting him back straight away there. Mark back up into 9th place once again. These two trading places left, right and centre at the moment. Rexy Boy is sat in 5th place, but he's got a train of cars here behind him. Flair, Freddie, T, the Mark, Nelly Regit and Truckee. Tez has now got ahead of Owen up into 3rd place into turn 1. That's job done there for him. As Flair looking to the outside of Rexy Boy into turn 1. Can he keep himself there for turn 2? He does so beautifully there. He's going to have the inside for 3 now as well. As Flair's got Freddie now attacking on the right outside of him. In fact, on the inside of him here. Freddie here is going to try and make this move here for P6. Down the inside he goes into turn 5. But Flair goes very late on the brakes. As Freddie gets a tap in the rear there from T. T trying to force his way through. Oh, and Freddie onto the gravel there. No fault of his own in that one. T was a little bit aggressive for me, I feel. Flair's continuing round in P6 there, but that was a nightmare there for Freddie and no fault of his own. He was an innocent victim there in that one. T now trying to attack on the back of Flair as well. He's eyeing up his next victim there, but Rexy Boy still running in P5 ahead of Flair with T and the Mark and Nelly Regit, Truckee. This is a 6-car train here battling over 5th place. As Nelly Regit's moved ahead of, actually the Mark's moved back ahead of him there. So these two continuing to trade places here right now. But what a shame there for Freddie. He was just caught by the T there going through into turn 4. And unfortunately that was all she wrote there. Freddie down to 11th place in this race. And unless somebody in front of it bins it, we'll be scoring nil par here tonight. As we can see now, you're moving it up into 8th place there. Looks like Flair's back ahead of Rexy Boy. T trying to attack on the back of his McLaren teammate here as they come down towards turn 4 as well. The Mark very close to the back of Nelly Regit going into turn 4. Oh, Rexy Boy a little bit wide there. T, too far away to capitalise really on that one. See, Tezza now into 2nd place. But he's 3.5 seconds behind Joseph and he's on soft tyres. To be fair, so is Rock, but Tezza, I think his tyres are going to be falling off the cliff in a lap or two's time. In fact, they're probably starting to go off now, but he needs to just kindly sort of get them around. I think that Tezza's not going to have any match for Joseph's pace out the front. He just needs to limp around here, does Tezza, in my opinion here. penalties. Still attacking on the back of Nelly Regget here as they come down towards turn 5. This is Rexy Boy still sat in P6. Flair's now gapped these by a little bit. Flair's now looking more comfortable in that 5th place, but these drivers still going at it right now. 4 of them in a line here from Nelly Regget all the way down to Truckee. Four cars battling over 7th place here. 5 cars actually, because it's Rexy Boy down to Truckee. So they're still all going at it here as we're coming into the closing stages of this Spanish Grand Prix here at Purple Sector. But Flair definitely looking comfortable in P5, looking like he's got a reasonable gap to these. Rock still keeping Tezza on his toes here. No, but Nelly Reggit's made the move on Rexy Boy down the start finish straight up into P6. Breeze is past him like he's not even there. T's now trying to get closer to them as well. The Mark still right there with them. Truckee waiting, is poised, waiting to pounce if he needs to. But Nelly Regget there getting the slipstream down the straight, making a move on Rexy Boy here. And Rexy Boy is going to face heavy pressure here from T and the Mark as well. I'm sure about that in these closing stages of this race. Got to remember that Rexy Boy and T are teammates. Is that going to play any sort of factor in how they deal with each other here? I suspect it will, but I can't guarantee. Truckee here getting closer to the back of Mark here, coming out onto the back straight. They've all got DRS on each other here, so nobody's really getting any major benefit. And Nelly Regget is the most comfortable driver to the car behind Rexy Boy. So even though he's the one without DRS, he's still comfortably able to survive there. T and the Mark battling here. Truckee as well. Oh, Truckee spun it. Truckee's lost it. Oh, and he's lost a bit of his front wing as well. Bit of damage there on Truckee's car. That's dropped him out of the battle for the points positions here. Freddie's got a time penalty there for track limits as well. So he's obviously gone a little bit over the top there as the Mark is making a move on T down the start finish straight up into 8th place there. Goes the Mark. That's job done there for him into turn 1. V10 Ultra has moved out of Truckee. That's because Truckee spinned it again out of the final corner there. So it's going from bad to worse for him. Rock is trying to come back at Tezza. This is the battle of the worn soft runners here. Tezza and Rock. How have these two managed to go 11 and 12 laps respectively on soft tyres? That's no mean feat. That is an incredible feat from both of these two. And Tezza's managed to keep the gap to Joseph at just over 3 seconds, despite the fact that he's on massively worn soft tyres. So he's done really well to keep these in the zone. He's only, it's the best part of a second off of his personal best, but that's to be expected here at this point. Joseph has just managed to get past all the drivers in front of him, made light work of the traffic, and on his medium tyres was able to push to his heart's content. Joseph's going to come out the final corner here at Barcelona to take the Spanish Grand Prix here at Purple Sector of Formula 1 League. Joseph, a fantastic win, and his tally of 6 points before this race is now going to be 31 at least, barring fastest laps. Rock takes second ahead of Tezza on penalties, was it? I think maybe. So Rock second, Tezza third, Owen fourth, ahead of Flair will finish in P5. Actually, Nelly Regget gets him on the penalties there. So Nelly Regget P5, Flair 6th, Rexy Boy 7th, Mark over in 8th, ahead of T in 9th, with Freddie completing the top 10, taking the final point as well. Justify finishes 11th here tonight, ahead of V10 Ultra. What a disappointing race in the end from him after such promise. The championship leader. Not sure if we're still in the championship after tonight. Gonna have to quickly have a look at that one, because I think he might now be second or maybe even third. No, be second at least, because Matty Pitt retired. No, he's still in the championship, just about by 5 or 6 points. So V10 Ultra is still in the championship despite that poor performance tonight, with Tezza only managing 3rd place. But not the night he would have wanted at all, and that gives Tezza a bit of momentum going into the next round. We'll be back on Thursday night, guys. Join us then for the next race here at Purple Sector. Round 9 of the season will be Azerbaijan, Baku. No, it's not. So sorry, I was reading the wrong side. I do apologise. Actually, it's going to be Canada. So the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve on Thursday night for the Canadian Grand Prix. Join us at 8 PM UK time. Obviously, we raced at Baku last week. But yeah, make sure to join us then. Or 2 weeks ago, actually. But yeah, join us tomorrow night. Sorry, Thursday night. Sorry, I'm making mistakes left, right, and centre. What's wrong with me? Anyway, thanks everybody. We'll see you all soon. Take it easy, and yeah, good night.